Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here. Welcome to episode 121 of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. So a few things to go over here before we actually get started. The Lost, I did like a video with him not too long ago, and obviously we still have a bunch of unlocks to do with him, but I think I am going to put him on hold for now until we unlock the actual good starting item for him. We actually did unlock it, we unlocked one of his starting items. You can see he now starts with the D4, which is an interesting concept for the Lost, but it doesn't make him all that much easier. There's a different starting item that we still have to unlock through greed mode. So we're going to put him on hold for now, which means that if you look at the rest of our characters here, other than greedier mode, they're all pretty much done except for Blue Baby to Delirium, and it was Apollyon to Mega Satan. So, I guess for all intents and purposes, we're probably just going to be going back and forth between those two characters until we get those unlocks. And then, I don't know, we can either mainline greedier mode and try and get all that done, or we can keep on spacing out the greed mode videos like I have been, and then just do like random runs in between, like just random characters, or Eden runs or something, because they're always different, or who knows what else. We still have to do the whole daily achievements thing, so I might do some dailies as well. For now, let me know what you guys want to see in the comments down below. Let me know how you want me to handle the rest of this, because we are getting to that point where those unlocks are starting to dwindle, for lack of a better term, other than like challenges and stuff. But those are spaced out in a way that I quite like. Hi, Minu. Do you hear her over here? She's just meowing up a storm. All right. Oh God, she's freaking out today. Very needy. I did just get home from work and hardly paid her any attention before I started recording, so that's probably my own fault. Regardless, we are like 2.5 minutes into this video. We should probably get started with a run here. I guess we'll go ahead and try Apollyon to Mega Satan, since we just did try Blue Baby to Delirium, and we had a win, but not quite in the way we intended. 1A48, H9B0 is our seed for today. So hopefully we can get this one done. I think we did try this once before. I don't remember if we actually succeeded in like winning the run or not, but we are actually getting to that point, I suppose, where we can start going for just straight up streaks. Other than, I mean, the Lost unlocks are probably going to mess with that a little bit. Ooh, I'll take it. I was considering maybe voiding it, but Sissy Longlegs I think is decent enough, at least in the starting game, to help us out a little bit here. Yeah, other than the Lost unlocks, which are obviously going to get in the way of any potential win streaks, we should be clear to go for those now, in theory, so that's another thing I could start doing. But just because we like have all the character unlocks done and out of the way, doesn't mean that we have all the unlocks straight out of the way. We have all the challenges still remaining, like I said. We also have some more nebulous challenges, like the whole dailies thing. You have to do 30 dailies in a row. Well, not 30 days in a row. I think you just have to do 30 dailies total now. It used to be in a row, but they changed it to make it a little more accessible. And then I think you do have to win 5 dailies in a row. So we'll have to do that at some point. Let me know if I should maybe do that off screen or something. I don't know how watchable dailies really are. I don't know. There's been some scuttlebutt on that for other Isaac YouTubers I know, so let me know. I don't know, maybe none of you have any sort of frame of reference, so I'll probably do like a daily video or two and then just let you guys judge from there. I don't mind the dailies too much myself. I don't play them that often just because I don't play this game that much on my free time anymore, because I don't have that much free time to dedicate to just playing this game when I already play it pretty much every day anyway. All bandages, it's fine. We're gonna move on down here. Car alarm going off in the background is always a classic staple of a YouTuber living in the city. Of course, I'm not living in a city, I'm living in a town, but it's a town that's slowly becoming a city. I remember the good old days, man, when I was just living in the small little suburbs of Cochrane here, 12,000 people. Now I think it's probably close to like 50,000, and it's like, man, hardly even recognizable as the same town that I moved to. But it is recognizable in some regards. I'm just waiting for the day where it becomes a suburb of Calgary. It's like, Calgary's not nearly that big yet. There's still like a good 20 kilometer stretch between us and the actual big city, but still. So we do have a spirit heart here, and we can go for the boss fight like pretty much right away if we want to, which I think I will, just to make my deal with the devil odds as likely as they can be. Because I don't want to wander into a nasty room and then lose this deal with a devil chance. Potentially, anyway. Or lose my buffer with the Spirit Heart there. Keep in mind, though, we don't actually really want to take this deal with the devil. What we want is for it to be shitty, so we don't have to feel bad about not taking it. And then we can go for angel rooms to get the Mega Satan key pieces. So fingers crossed for that. Fingers crossed it's not just the most glorious deal with the devil we've ever seen of all time. Of course, like, my luck with these deals has not been so great lately. I can hardly even remember the last time I took a deal and it was, like, really transformative on a run. Maybe that's more indicative of my playstyle evolving than the actual deals themselves getting any different, but we'll see here, I guess. Honestly, maybe the best thing for us would be to fight Krampus in this upcoming deal. Obviously, we don't have that much firepower to deal with Krampus, but I think I think it could be a good option. Oh god, damn it! See, this is an awkward situation because if you take Goathead, we'll get deals for the rest of the game, but they'll only be deals with the devil, unless we also get Eucharist, in which case we can guarantee deals with the angel, but. Well, not Eucharist, but Duality. But the odds of that are not high, or not as high as I would like them to be anyway, so I'm just going to have to forego that. Much as it pains me, and trust me, it does pain me to leave behind Goathead. But let's look on the bright side. We are now in line for Mega Satan, plus we're up 1 HP from where we otherwise would be on this run. Really, well, only half of an HP at this exact moment, but 1 HP container, that hurt, man. I don't know why that guy didn't do a full heart of damage with that. He was a champion, but I don't know, maybe it's because the explosion and the champion interacted in a strange way. Who knows, man. For a second there, those flies formed like a little heart around both of those big fat dudes. Hey, I'm not, no shaming, man. You guys, if you want to be into what you're into. If they're into each other, then far be it from me to stop them, right? They kind of look like Isaac. I mean, almost every enemy in this game kind of looks like Isaac. I think that's actually part of their sort of design philosophy, is that every enemy and boss and everything should have some resemblance to Isaac in some sense of the word, except for like the obvious ones like little spiders and flies. Those ones are like, you get a little bit of a pass on, as well as like the poop-based enemies. But even like the poop-based bosses like Dingle and Dangle, Dingle Dangle, the infamous hybrid boss, who doesn't actually exist, they have like similar faces to Isaac. And I guess that's all just sort of in the grand scheme of making it apparent that this is all basically happening in Isaac's head and whatnot. I don't know where the portals come into play necessarily. They don't look that much like Isaac to me, but who knows, man. Yeah, I saw a whole bunch of that on Twitter about Edmund McMillan just sort of like tweeting out for people who are creating like custom enemies for mods and stuff, like, hey, make sure it sort of fits with the theme of the game if you want it to actually be able to be put in a booster pack at some point in the future. Because that is one of the main things they're looking for, from what I've heard, is new bosses and enemy variations. So if you are a modder, keep that in mind. I'd like to create some mods, I really would, but I just don't have the time necessarily to dedicate to learning how. I'm already like in a sort of course that I'll take Ouija board, why not? I'm already in a course that's teaching me how to do like basic computer programming or like software engineering or whatever. I'm in CS50 from Harvard, just computer science in general, the introduction. But to learn, I don't know, I guess maybe I just have to get further in that course, and then those skills will be more transferable to Lua. I don't really necessarily know how the Lua language works compared to the one I've been learning in, which is C. Although I have been told that like learning C is maybe not the best indicator of how many other programming languages work. So I don't know what to take from that. Like I've heard that learning C is sort of the equivalent to like being like, hey, I want to learn English, so I'm going to learn Latin first. It's like they're comparable, and one clearly derives from the other, but you don't need to know Latin in order to understand English. Or like learning Latin is going to be very hard compared to learning English, and it's not going to, I mean, it's a good foundation, obviously. It'll get you started off on the right foot, but it won't let you just sort of jump into the main fray with everyone else, jump into the deep end. You're going to be in your own separate swimming pool. Now we're just convoluting metaphors altogether. It became a swimming pool metaphor somehow. Are you a wizard? I wish I wasn't, quite frankly. Not at this moment. At least I can sort of stand diagonal to these guys now. Kitty corner with them, and deal with them a little bit easier, except for this guy, because he's got those weird champion bullets. Oh god. Didn't quite intend that. What's that card up there? That's Temperance, right? I've been holding on to that Temperance card. I never know quite when to use those to their best practice. We got a luck and a speed upgrade instead of Bob's Brain, which I think is totally fine. I could have made a case for Bob's Brain there, realistically. I think it is a good item in many circumstances. Like, if you don't have enough damage to really support yourself, Bob's Brain can really carry you through until you get to the point where you do have enough damage. And if you just never have enough damage, I don't know how good Bob's Brain is going to be at beating the game for you, but it's a huge helper because it is a very powerful bomb. And a poison bomb at that, so even more damage on that front. However, I don't think I'm in a bad enough position to really warrant that on this run specifically. I think we're doing just fine on this run. Granted, we haven't had any direct damage upgrades, but we have had a Tears upgrade, and we have an Orbital and Sissy Longlegs. We're doing just fine as far as like early game items are concerned. We're maybe a little bit like below average, but a little bit below average for this point in the game is average. As weird as that sounds, it's like average for me, I feel like. So maybe we just need to redefine what average is in this game. Or I need to redefine that for myself at any rate. I can actually stand behind these mushrooms and shoot these guys. I didn't even think about that. I just like totally didn't internalize that I've had Ouija board this entire time. So, I mean, that's really the main benefit of Ouija board, isn't it? Is being able to sort of hide behind cover so your enemies can't shoot you, but you can shoot them. There we go, we'll take that. So we have a Void Charge ripe and ready to go. I would like to check out my shop on this floor. Not for any real, like, tangible purpose that a shop would normally provide, but mostly just to increase my deal with the devil standing a little bit. I know, like, blowing up the shopkeeper only improves our deal chance on this floor by 2.5%, which is not great, but, you know, every little bit counts, and over the course of, like, however many runs I'm gonna do on my YouTube channel, I know I've done at least 120 here. I mean, more than that, because there have been some videos where I've done multiple runs, or multiple attempts at runs anyway. Over the course of all that time, you gotta think that that 2.5% play is gonna come in handy at some point, right? You'd think, just the law of large numbers and all that. Of course, I say all that, I go off on that big spiel, and here I am just fighting Bighorn without even having gone out of my way for the boss fight. So, screw me, I guess. Speaking of the boss fight, though, not a huge fan of Big Horn, especially not when he summons Little Horn to help out. That's like a real jerk move. I know it's like a Little Horn that doesn't have as much HP as a regular Little Horn, but it's still like Little Horn. Any Dark Souls player will tell you that it's not about the HP of an enemy, it's about how they handle themselves. About their moveset and everything. Same with like a weapon, it's not about how good its damage is, it's about how you use the moveset. Of course, we're going off on a whole different tangent now. I fucking love Dark Souls, though, man. I'm playing so much Dark Souls 3 lately. I still haven't done any of the DLC for Dark Souls 3. I've kind of been working up to that, but I'm just having fun, like, going back through the main game and enjoying that, because I haven't played through in a decent while. No deal on this floor, that's fine. We did get Belly Button. That's really, really something. And I guess we don't really need to go out of our way to find the shop anymore, because it won't help with our deal chances. I could have, just because you never know. You can actually get a decent amount of money on a shop if you find like a special shopkeeper or something. I didn't notice there were holes on the side of this room, so that's why I kind of just got myself boxed in there. I thought I had enough room to maneuver around and dodge out, but clearly not. Now I am in a bit of a precarious position in that I have no spirit hearts to sustain myself. But if the world is kind, this will be a balls of steel pill. He's a hematemesis pill. I mean, could have been worse, admittedly. Could have been just bad trip and just screw me outright, but... Because I believe bad trip actually does screw up your deal chance. As stupid as that seems, but, you know, you're the one taking the pills, you're taking the risk, man. Taking a risk in, like, real life, too. It's like, hey, you take a random pill, you don't know what it does, you might kill yourself. I mean, in that sense, anyway, Isaac is maybe a little bit more lenient than it should be, because there is no pill that just outright kills you. Even, like, bad trip, if you're down to half a heart and you have bad trip, it just becomes a full health pill, so they're just kind in that way. Go ahead and do that. Make it a little bit easier to navigate the rest of this floor. I also just didn't want to deal with those champions, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a bit of a scary room, but if we keep our head on straight, we should be able to handle it just fine. One aspect of this run that we are doing pretty well on, or at least passably on, is our consumable game, which is just banging, straight up banging. It's doing a bang up job right now. Alright, Larry Jr. I'm hoping that I can just beat Larry Jr. here without too much hassle so I can get into the shop and buy a Spirit Heart maybe, because I always get a little bit short of breath and a little bit antsy when I don't have a Spirit Heart and I need to get the deal to activate. I mean, I don't need it on this floor necessarily, but it's going to start to be a little bit intense if I don't get one. I'm going to go ahead and take Matchstick over Isaac's head, I think. We'll blow this up just to see what that chest has for us. It had a pill. Took a pill and a beeza. We got the D100. Okay. Well, this could be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and take it. Just because how often have I rocked out with Void and it hasn't been very helpful for me at all, honestly. The D100 opens up a whole fucking slew of possibilities here. I'm not sure quite how to handle it just off the bat. By the way, this shop is very, very good to see. Get our 2 luck upgrades here. Got a sack as well, which gave us a devil card, which is fine. It's devil in disguise. Blow this up. The habit would be an interesting choice, but I don't think we're going to get enough money to make it work. I'm just going to go ahead and donate what little money I can right now. And then I'm going to go and hop back over to the Void here. And I mean, I could Void the D100 in theory, but it doesn't really benefit me to do so. I mean, I guess it does, kind of. But I think I'd rather just do this. I just stick with D100 outright. So we got a Spirit Heart for something. I don't know. We have Anti-Grav Tears, we have Lead Pencil, Obsessed Fan, Scapular, and Explosivo. And we have Leo now. So I wouldn't say we're in a better position at all, but you know what? Lead Pencil plus Anti-Grav Tears is an interesting combination, because we get these little like clusters of tears sitting in the air from time to time. So that's pretty cool. Explosivo's not bad either. It can help mitigate this subpar damage that we find ourselves with right now. But I will want to reroll this run at some point, I think. This is just not good enough to stick around. Yeah, it's an interesting sort of dynamic you have to get into. You have to put yourself in the right frame of mind in a D100 run. You have to make sure you pay attention to what items there are on the floor that you're on, so that you can like be like, okay, I want to reroll before I take that item, so that if I get a good run going on my next reroll, I can add that item to it and make it an even better run. Like if we get like a magic mush or something, that would be in our best interest, you know? And then there's the whole idea of like, you want to keep rerolling until you get not only something that's good, which, I mean, that's probably where most people would stop just, like, on their own. But because I'm making a video here, I want to get something that's good, but also interesting to watch, you know? Not a run that's just, like, straight up like, hey, you got Mom's Knife now. Good job, you loser, you won. It's like, no, you gotta get, like, Mom's Knife and Loki's Horns and, Strange Attractor and fucking, I don't know what else, The Wiz and who knows. It's just this whole weird convolution of things that's still capable of taking out enemies in an appreciable capacity. Ideally, anyway. Still no deal, though, man. Squeezy is good. Get the Tears upgrade and the Spirit Hearts. Thankfully, the Spirit Hearts will not be re-rolled with our D100, but unfortunately the Tears upgrade will be, but gotta take the good with the bad, man. The good with the bad, the work with the play. A little bit goes a long way. That's what I'm saying with D100, man. A little bit goes a long way. A little bit of rerolling goes a long way to making your run pretty powerful. I do think, by the way, that the D100 is a very, like, almost semi-broken item. Like, in the sense that, like, once you start rocking out with the D100, as long as you know what you're doing with it and you don't, like, play too dumb, it's pretty much a guaranteed win, like, realistically. Because, like, you just have to keep going until you get something that's worth sticking to. And most of the time you will get, like, at least, like, a couple runs that are worth holding on to. This one is not bad. It's not the greatest I've ever seen either, but it's not bad. We got a pedestal there, so we can come back to that and re-roll it on our next re-roll as well. Also, step towards Bookworm. I can't help but notice, by the way, that our damage is in fact lower than it has ever been. Like, over these, like, we've only done 2 rerolls, admittedly, but 2 rerolls through, like, all the items that we have is still a pretty decent chunk of items, and not one of them has been a direct, like, damage upgrade. Not a single one, man. And now we have Skinny Odd Mushroom, which, while raising our tier rate, is awesome. Lowering our damage is a little bit of a kick in the face. But you know what? It's fine. Weed out all these like, subpar, mediocre runs early on here, so that when it gets down to the more important aspects, like the times when we actually need our run to be good, we can reroll into something that is actually good. One thing I will definitely say about the D100 is that you very rarely... I'm gonna take it for now. I don't know. I don't know if I should have. I mean, it's mini-much. It's not gonna be a run-defining item. What was I gonna say, though? One thing about the D100, yeah, is that, like, you should never, ever, or hardly ever find yourself in a position where you're running out of HP. Because there are so many different items that give you HP in the game, be it in the form of Black Hearts, Spirit Hearts, or just regular HP upgrades, that you can reroll into. That, like, even if you're on super low HP and you use the D100, as long as you have a decent stock of items, odds are you're gonna reroll into something, something useful. Another nice thing about the D100 is, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and leave the battery. We're going to go back to the Anarchist Cookbook here and reroll it. But another nice thing is that for a character like the Lost, in fact, specifically the Lost, no longer will... Okay, we got the Bible here, which is another part of the Bookworm transformation. Which is fine. It is an interesting run. I keep interrupting myself, though, and I'm sorry about that, but another important aspect is that HP items are no longer bereft of value as the Lost, because you can just reroll them, right? It's pretty sweet. So, like, this run, we do finally have some damage going. I'm gonna not reroll just yet. I want to see how this run fares. We have Transcendence, which is basically like Spectral Tears, which is pretty sweet. We have Serpent's Kiss. We have we do have Blue Baby's Only Friend as an alternative source of damage. We have Thunder Thighs, obviously Triple Shot, the Inner Eye. We have a was it Sad Onion and Cricket's Head and Key Bum. I believe I just listed actually like every single item that we have, so there you go if you were ever curious. I don't know if I want to stick with this one. I'm going to stick with it for a little while anyway. The damage is good. The utility is pretty sweet as well. The thing that's really bumming me out right now, quite clearly I would think, is my speed. Because we have Thunder Thighs and no speed upgrades, to compensate for that, you know. So while our damage is pretty solid, not blowing the doors off by any means, but solid enough, and even if we run up against the enemy that our damage is not super valuable against, we have Blue Bay's Only Friend, who's a potent source of damage in his own right. I think I will probably end up re-rolling this, but I'd like to stick it out for a little while longer anyway. Alright, so we're going to get a deal here. Hopefully it's a deal with the Angel. Ideally. It is a deal with the Angel, actually. We got Wheel of Fortune here. I'm going to go ahead and leave... I mean, It probably doesn't matter, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that there for now. Do we take the miter or do we reroll here? I think you reroll, honestly. I mean, because there are so many good angel items, and this should reroll into an angel item. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. We got prayer card. We have Tech X, Strange Attractor. Okay, we got Polyphemus as well. So our charge is real slow, but our damage is going to be real high as well. You can see what I mean about the HP now, too. Prayer card, I guess I'll use. I'll take D100. And then I guess we actually have to blow open the angel statue before we just start shooting at it like that. So I don't know about this one. Tech X is always kind of a kind of a stop case, like an edge case. Like, okay, you've re-rolled yourself into Tech X. It's time to stop. Just stick this run out. It's good. It's got Tech X plus Tech X Polyphemus, right? So I mean, we definitely have to give this run a shot more than we have any of the other ones so far. I'm also gonna go ahead and take old bandage here, because it doesn't hurt. And I guess we'll... I haven't actually found my item room on this floor, so I should head back for that. Normally I might not, just because, like... I mean, it's not like we're timed on this run anyway. Mega Satan's not a time-intensive thing. But I don't like to spend too much time backtracking regardless. However, I think with the D100, it's a sort of special case where we want as many items as possible in order to have as many reroll targets as possible. Although now I'm seeing maybe we really should not reroll this at all because we are literally just like wiping out rooms all of a sudden. Like clearly against bosses it's not as good. Like against the angel statue, which is our first example of this run, it wasn't that great. But against just regular enemies like this, we are just tearing them straight up. Strange Attractor kind of throws a wrench into things here, so I mean, maybe this is the run that I asked for. Like, it's a powerful run, obviously, but it's got some kinks to it. It's got some interest. It's got some intrigue. So I might be willing to stop here. Let's see what we got. We got Brother Bobby. I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that with the actual machine that we got in here. We got Speedball there, which I think is probably worth taking because I do feel quite slow. I know the shot speed upgrade is a little bit of a... You have to be a little bit wary of that with Tech X. Because obviously shot speed is not super great with Tech X, since it makes it stay on the enemies for less time. I think Strange Attractor will help compensate for that a little bit, though, by drawing enemies in. We shall see. I'll go ahead and blow these open. Got a bomb bag out of it, which is fine, I guess. I mean, we already have 26 bombs, so I don't know how useful it's going to be in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, this might be the run for me. I don't know. It's not the craziest shit you can see with the D100, obviously. But really, to get that kind of stuff, you really have to be closer to the end of the game than I am. Because by that point in the game, you should have so many items that, like, when you reroll, it just becomes a whole incomprehensible beast of a run. Be it good or be it bad, you can get some pretty scary combinations, I'll say that much, you know. Can anyone say, like, Ipecac, Soy Milk, and Marked? Like, fuck me. And I've seen none of those items on this run so far. Alright, so the D100... I mean, I could re-roll this, but it would also re-roll the entire run. I don't think I'm interested. Not today. Let's keep on going here. I also theoretically could have just taken Prayer Card, but where's the fun in that, man? Get out of my way. I'm glad I managed to kill that enemy before I had to dodge in his direction. Hey. Yeah, this is this is the other thing that's sort of really killing me about this run is the charge time on this. Like, obviously, Polyphemus is a great item. It's given us a huge amount of damage on our Tech X shots, but we really need some tiers upgrades in the, not immediate future, I suppose, but in the future, for sure. I'd like some tiers upgrades. Just sad, because we actually had quite a few tiers upgrades over the course of the past few runs. So we might have diluted the pool in that sense. Well, that was dumb. I'll take Wheel of Fortune, I guess. Maybe save it for the chest if I can. And bomb this. Now, what do you do here? I think you probably just use the reroll machine and try to reroll into an item that's either on sale or something else of that variety. Buddy in a box. Yeah, we'll take Buddy in a box. It's been a little while since we've seen this guy. One of the cooler mod items, I think, that was added recently. Got a sacrifice room there, which could be valuable. I mean, is it really valuable, though? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna hope that I find a self-sacrifice room later on if I need one, like in the Cathedral of the Womb 2 or something. Because, like, if I don't get the deals that I need, the deals with the angel and everything, I could be in some hot water in regards to getting to Mega Satan. But that's neither here nor there for right now. So I'm gonna head back to the shop real quick now that we have enough money, and I'm gonna buy up Mystery Gift. And hopefully get something nice out of it. Honestly, a lump of coal would be pretty sweet, but I will also take 9 volt. I mean, that's fine too. Helps us get rerolls faster if we ever find ourselves wanting a reroll in the near future. If we get like Curse of the Blinded or something, that could be a pretty valuable asset, honestly. Because while this run is good, it's not like impenetrable. It's not like there are no items that could really mess us up on this run. So keep that in mind. Like I did say, I want a Tears upgrade, but don't go throwing soy milk my way now, game. It's not the kind of shit I'm looking for on a Tech X run. Regardless, I think we're doing pretty well here. I will say that if we can get to Mega Satan with this setup, we should be hunky-dory. Hunky-dory. What a phrase, man. What a phrase. Like, where does that even come from? Like, if you really, like, parse it down to its bits, you have to wonder, like, who the hell is Dory? Are we talking about Dory from Finding Nemo / Finding Dory fame? And if so, when has anyone ever described Dory as hunky? Like, oh my god. Are there any hunky-dory jokes in Finding Nemo or Finding Dory? I've never seen Finding Dory, so I wouldn't know. I don't think they ever use that play on words in Finding Nemo, though, which is a lost opportunity as far as I'm concerned. They really need to get better people writing those scripts if that's the case. You know, fucking Warner Brothers, call me up. Oh god, my door just like clicked weirdly. I don't know, it's pretty windy outside today, so sometimes my door does some weird things when it's windy, like it'll just close on its own if it's open. It's not open right now because it messes up the sound quality and everything. Don't I sound so professional? It messes with my sound quality. Of course, that is a real thing that I have to be concerned with. There's a tip for anyone who's looking to get into like Let's Playing or just like YouTube videos in general. Do not overlook the sound quality of your videos. It is like by far, I think, one of the most important things that gets overlooked by a lot of starting YouTubers. They like get all their good shit going and they get so enraptured and like hell-bent on having the best possible video settings and all that stuff, and it's like the best frame rates, the best resolutions, the best the most sharp videos, whatever you want to call it. Like, clearly I have a good grasp on those things. I mean, I do have a decent grasp on them because I need to, but and obviously those things are also important. However, they mean fucking nothing if you don't have a video that people like won't just immediately turn off because it's just like staticky as hell in their ears. You need to invest in something a little better than like a $5 microphone or a webcam mic or anything like that. You can get some pretty decent quality stuff. In fact, my very first headset microphone, we're gonna go ahead and go with the Polaroid here, I guess. My very first one was only like 20 bucks, I think, 20, 30 bucks. Even this one that I'm using right now, I think is only like 70 or so. And it's obviously not top of the line. I could do better, and and depends on how you have your setup, whether you want to use a headset mic or if you want to use a standalone mic. I know standalones are often better quality, and you can have it it gives you more freedom, I guess. Freedom of movement is somewhat important. But beyond that, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot of efforts to get some good sound quality going, but the effort is required if you want to get anywhere in this world, kid. Beyond that, some basic like audio mixing tips. You can use like noise reduction, amplifiers, things, do some like leveling if you need to. Auto ducking is your friend. These terms may go over a lot of people's heads, as I'm aware, but if you are at all serious about making videos or anything, they're terms that you should know about. And really, the hardware is the only part of audio that you need to spend any money on, as far as I'm concerned, unless you're doing like actually like very high quality production stuff. The actual like audio mixers that are out there that you need to use, anything like any software that you're using to record or to remix audio or whatever, most of the free stuff you can find online will do just fine for garden variety videos. Like, I've used Audacity for the entirety of my lifespan on YouTube, and it's served me well up to this point. I know I have some friends, especially like Scope, who has had various problems with Audacity, and they've invested in other things like Record Pad and stuff. But oh, there's another one coming down. I was about to say, I was like, normally there's 2 on this room. I was like, I guess the other one just wanted to take a little while. Yeah, but normally you don't need to spend any amount of money on software unless you need some very specialized stuff for your audio recordings. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Do we have a Degas rune here? We do not. We have an Algiz rune, which may be worth something to us. Hagalaz, Perthrow, and Algiz as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take Perthrow, I guess, and see what that nets me. Hopefully we get like something on our deal with the Angel that we can reroll. If we get a deal with the Angel, that's still up in the air. And now it's definitely up in the air. Yep. Now it's not going to happen. Oh, finally I got a Spirit Heart after getting hit. Like, god damn it. Did I get that Spirit Heart from getting hit? I don't even know. Yeah, and yes, I did just say Spirit Fart. Haha. Get the giggles out now. Hashtag Spirit Fart. Get trending on Twitter, man. Or on Instagram, I don't judge. We got a deal with the Angel on 18%. 18% chance of a deal, and like half, that's like, well, not quite half and half, but only 60% chance. That's actually ridiculous. Clearly, this is the run for us. So Circle of Protection is good-ish. I think I want to Perthrow it, though. Lazarus Rags, I lost on that reroll, honestly. Not that Lazarus Rags is bad, but it should, like, if we have to use it in this run, it's a bad thing, because we need to get the Mega Satan win as a Polyon. We can't do it as Lazarus. So I would have rather had Circle of Protection, but you know what? It's not too much of a loss, because like Circle of Protection was, in all likelihood, not going to save me, despite its name. Minu, hi. You are very vocal today. Like, she was doing pretty good. She was, at the start of the run, she was obviously a little bit of a nuisance, and now she's getting even more in there. I don't know. Just not paying enough attention to her, apparently. So I guess that's ArgonMatrix's tips of the day for aspiring Let's Players. Not that I'm too much of one to speak. I'm not I'm not the world's greatest Let's Player, obviously. I have a lot I could still learn, but I think I have enough experience anyway to get people started off on the right foot. I guess I'll consider this practice for that podcast I'm doing later tonight with X09091. Shameless plug. He's doing a podcast. I think he said it was a school project, and he wants me to talk about some stuff like that. So we'll see. I'm gonna talk about a little bit more than just like audio stuff, but general gist of it to get across is, you know, care about what you do on YouTube. Even if it's just a hobby to you, just like care about it. Put into it what you want to get out of it is basically the best advice that I could give. And it's not even my advice to give, really. It's just something I'm parroting right now. But it is very good advice. Like, if you want to get a lot out of it, if you wanted to make it some sort of career or something, or not even just a career, but like even just like a second job type thing, by all means, just like put in the amount of effort that you feel you need to. E. coli, I didn't realize I really had on this run. It's actually kind of sweet. Yo, but E. coli plus fucking gnawed leaf though. I didn't even realize, man. Still have to think about enemies that like chase me down. Beware. Reader beware, you're in for a scare, motherfucker. Alright, so this is a library, which means we should get Bookworm, because we already have 2/3 of the transformation as is, so let's see what we got in here. We got the Book of Sin, which is pretty awesome, and we have Satanic Bible, so I'm going to go ahead and use Book of Sin once to get a Hierophant card, which is actually awesome. I'm going to go ahead and use Satanic Bible twice. And there we go. And I could D100 this room and get some pretty nice stuff out of it maybe, but let's, I mean, maybe I should. This run I could see this run getting, how it could be getting like a little bit stale. You know what, with that battery charge, let's fucking do it, dude. Let's play with fire. It's been a good time. This run has gotten me far. Let's just do it. I'm not gonna make a big thing out of it. We have Epic Fetus. Okay, we also have Soy Milk, I can't help but notice. Whole lot of other things too going on. I don't know what this is all about. Book of Revelations and Telepathy for Dummies. Still both books, obviously, but I don't know what to make of this run. I don't know how or if Soy Milk impacts Epic Fetus's damage. I guess we're gonna find out in a second here. It does not seem to. So I think this is okay, but like it's not very interesting either. So I may want to re-roll it. Maybe it does impact this damage, because that one shot did not kill that champion, which it really probably should have. We do have Dark Bum and stuff here, as well as like a little Hushy. Like, we got some decent stuff going on. By the way, you'll notice that the key pieces did not get re-rolled. Those are some of the few items that never get re-rolled. Among them, like the key pieces, the Polaroid, and the negative. Go ahead and I'm gonna take the world actually down to the next floor, because I figured our boss is pretty close anyway. So I might as well save it for the next floor, you know. Go. I do have like a double shot sometimes with Epic Fetus. I guess that's probably attributed to Bookworm, which makes sense. Yeah, this is not the greatest setup, I would say. Like Epic Fetus is good. We could win on this run pretty handily, I think. Although the damage is, and the damage in both regards, the damage I'm taking and the damage I'm giving, kind of might make me think twice about this, especially against bosses and stuff. This is not the fastest Mom's Heart fight / It Lives fight that I've ever seen. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make a bit of a risky play here and re-roll mid-fight. We're a fun guy now. We got some bone tears. We also have, oh my god, this is so powerful all of a sudden. Alright, that was a good decision, I guess. Oh shit, though. It always comes with a caveat. We have fucking 2020, we have Magic Mush, we have all sorts of good stuff going on. Compound Fracture. We also have Isaac's Heart. Dun dun dun. Is this our first Isaac's Heart run? I think it might be. Alright, well, we're gonna head to the Cathedral regardless, because even if we want to reroll this one, we can't right now. So Isaac's Heart, if I haven't picked it up, and you need an explanation, here's the explanation. You can see the little heart familiar following us now. Basically what this means is that our body can no longer take damage. Like, I can run into these enemies and not take damage at all. However, if that heart gets hit by any wayward enemies or bullets, then I take damage. So it basically offsets your hitbox as a familiar behind you. It makes it so that Isaac himself is actually just immune to any form of damage. It opens up a lot of interesting possibilities. I will admit, there are some really powerful combinations you can get into with Isaac's Heart, but it's also very scary at times. And just on your average run, Isaac's Heart is really going to screw you up more than it's going to help you out, because you're so used to your hitbox just being your body. Like, you're used to being able to control where your hitbox is directly with the WASD and stuff. However, I think this run is powerful enough to compensate for Isaac's Heart. Like, it seems like we're doing so much damage, especially with these like compound fracture tiers and 2020. Like, we only have 10.9 damage, which is still respectable for this point in the game, don't get me wrong. But the fact that it's like on every tier and we have 2020, so we have doubled tiers, makes it just that much better. I do have to be wary of that of Isaac's Heart still, even though we do have a lot of HP. It can quickly erode if I'm not paying attention too much. A tough habit to get into, with Isaac's Heart that I still haven't really internalized myself, and I don't know that I ever will internalize this, is trying to body block for Isaac's Heart. Like you stand in front of the bullets and take the damage for the heart, because you yourself cannot be harmed. So that's oftentimes a pretty good way to handle it. I didn't even use the world card on this floor like I should have. It's probably a little bit too late now. We're probably getting close to the boss as it is, so I guess I'll just save it for the chest. I mean, are we really going to want to just use it here? Because, like I said, we're probably not... Or like I was about to say, and then I just interrupted myself, as I so frequently do. We're probably not going to want to explore the chest that much anyway. Because we're going for Mega Satan, we don't even have to go fight Blue Baby. Blue Baby. Blue Baby. Uzi Wazi Gumai Kandai. I hate this room, by the way. Regardless of how good your damage is, it always feels like this room just takes a million years. Just because Super Envy plus double regular Envy is just like such an asshole combination. Alright, we got a pretty fly pill. That's pretty fly. Pretty fly for a white guy. I'm so glad that we got Hematemesis out of the rotation before this point, because if that had been a Hematemesis pill, we might have been in a little bit of a scary position. Not gonna lie about that. We do also have Curse of the Tower. I did notice earlier when we got hit. Not just like right then. So that's a little scary too. I don't know, man. We'll see how we handle Isaac with this. Obviously, like, we have had at least one boss fight with this, and It Lives did die pretty quickly to this, and Isaac seems to be no exception. But we did take a lot of damage there too, so I don't know. Oh god. I don't know, man. I'm going to quickly run back, because there is one red heart back here, or at least half a red heart. And I may end up re-rolling this. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I think I might just have to, just because I don't trust myself enough with Isaac's Heart to do this right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hop in here, I'm going to grab this, and then I'm going to... I guess I should head back over to this room realistically to get the most out of this. I know min-maxing at this point in the game is maybe not the most fun thing to watch, and probably not even really that necessary, but the more items we can see, I suppose, the better. I'm just going to bomb through here. I have enough bombs to spare. I don't want to go all the way around. So let's go ahead and reroll here. We got the D4. Okay, well, that's weird. I'll pick it up, I guess. What are our tiers like now? They're very slow. We clearly have an Eve's Mascara situation and only 5 damage. I will say I'm glad that I left a battery charge on the ground over here, because I need to get out of this hell I've created for myself. I do risk... I think I'm starting at the point where I may risk breakfasting myself, which, if you're not aware, that's re-rolling through so many items that you re-roll through all the items in the game, and then every item just becomes breakfast, because that's the item ID number 1 or something. And then you're just in a real shit spot, but I think we're still okay for right now. We have 13.57 damage with, like, Proptosis. We have Technology Monster's Lung, I think. We have Mega Bean here. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and fight this room over here and just see how this does. Like, the damage is quite clearly, like, just from the damage stat on its own, is quite powerful. I don't know how necessarily viable it is, though. It seems decent enough. It makes you larger. Go ahead and head down here, see what items we get on the chest, and then we may explore some to try and get another reroll before Mega Satan. We may not, depending on how we feel after all this stuff. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for one more reroll. I don't feel like this is our stopping point. Like, you can see, we're not doing that much damage against, like, some pretty tanky bosses here, admittedly. However, Mega Satan is kind of the ultimate form of tanky boss, right? So we gotta take that in consideration. So we're gonna go ahead and fight 5 rooms here, get our charges, and then hopefully be in a good spot at that point. We have no guarantees, but I mean, maybe. I did just kind of obliterate Ragman in about half a second there, so I suppose that says something, right? Although I think that had more to do with our like, attack flies and spiders, maybe, than it did anything else. We also have like Maggie's bow or something on this run because that should not have filled up our HP like it did there. But I'm happy with it, man. We're back at full HP. Like I said, very difficult to run out of HP with the D100. Very difficult. So this one room, since it's a double-sized room, should give us the charge that we need for the D100. And we'll head back to the starting room of the chest and reroll, I suppose. And fingers crossed, hope for the best here. Because we can get some pretty nasty stuff if we're not careful. Let's see what we got. Yes, mother. Okay. This is fucking weird. We got rubber cement. We have technology 2. Huh. Let's fight a room. See how this goes. Yeah, this is not the damage I'm looking for. I think I'm gonna need to fight this one out and weed it out of the system, man. Although I'm getting scared, we might only have like enough. Oh, we have Holy Mantle, which I guess not all things are bad. But yeah, clearly 4.26 damage for the Mega Satan fight. Not my idea of a fun time. I don't know about you guys. I mean, it got some good stuff going here. Clearly, rubber cements and mom's contacts are always a sight for sore eyes. At the same time, it did take a pretty good while clearing out this double cage room. I mean, maybe this isn't as bad as making it out to be. Maybe double cage was not the right barometer for us. Okay, that's good. I am still gonna reroll it. Okay, what do we got? I don't know, man. Let's see. It's just like normal tears, but with like my reflection and 6.45 damage. There's not a whole lot going on in this run. And that's kind of what I'm scared of, is that maybe we're starting to run out of items for runs to be interesting with. I don't know. There's another reroll target at least, though. Steam Sail. I don't think I can do this, man. My range is not good enough, as silly as that sounds. With my reflection, the range is just not there to handle the Mega Satan fight. So I'm going to have to go for another reroll here. Pushing my luck a little bit, maybe. But fuck it, man. And you have to keep in mind, like, despite the fact... Oh, we have Tauros. Okay, that's interesting. Despite the fact that we may have... that there may be, like, 500 plus items in the game. So you're like, oh, you're probably not getting close to, like, running out of targets. You're probably fine. Do keep in mind, though, that there are 500 plus items in the game. How many of them are spacebar items that we cannot reroll into? And how many items do we have that we're rerolling every single time? We have a decent amount, I think. If we look on our stat screen here, not a huge amount, so I don't know, maybe we're not as close to hitting that reroll limit as I think we are, but I'm starting to get a little scared, admittedly. Although there are a lot of items that, if I really think about it, we have not seen yet. Many of the deal with the devil items I don't think we've seen, so maybe that's what this run is building up to, is something where we just reroll and get every single deal with the devil item all in one run. Wouldn't that be something else, man? So we'll get this room done with, and then we can go back and reroll, and hopefully have a solid run to go into Mega Satan with. I'm gonna leave that. It's an all stats upgrade. Could be the coup or the little push that we need to make an almost there run work. You know, we'll see. I may have to split this recording in a second, too, because we're getting pretty close to an hour there. Alright. This is looking fucked, admittedly. We have marked. That's what's going on here. But this is really cool as well. I mean, epilepsy people, epileptics, I suppose, beware. I'm gonna try it, though. Tractor beam makes for an interesting time for sure. It kind of makes it a little bit easier on me to aim, at least. Then we'll take Rune Bag as well. We'll take the D Infinity and just see what it is. The D6. Okay, that could be good. Do I want to re-roll the D100 now? And Broken Hourglass, or not Broken Hourglass, but Glowing Hourglass. I'm excited. Yeah, let's do that. Sounds like a good time. No thanks. Actually, hold the phone. Don't write that guy off so easily, because first I'm going to go ahead and grab the Halo. Our tier rate is fucking off the charts, dude. This is ridiculous. So we don't write this guy off yet because he pays out with chests, and clearly the chests on the chest are valuable to us. Or he could just like do that and make me sad, but that's okay. I mean, it's a good item, but it's too little too late, unfortunately. I'm gonna head back up here, and I am gonna go ahead and re-roll these two items. Glowing Hourglass. I actually considered taking Glowing Hourglass in just in case we needed to come back out, but there we go. Got Monster Manual, and we have Loki's Horns. This is fucking nuts to look at. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and did Monster Manual become a 3-charge item? I thought it was like 4-charge. I don't know. Never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this real quick, and I will split the recording because I don't want to run out of time, like, because if I go over an hour I can get some corrupted file nonsense or something. So I'll be right back for the Mega Satan fight. Okay guys, I'm back now. We're gonna go ahead and fucking, I forgot how ridiculous this looked. We're gonna go, I don't have a face either. I guess I have the Seraphim transformation. This is so weird, dude. I guess we'll go in with Monster Manual, as odd as that seems. Monster Manual, and there's gotta be, what was this card over here? It's gotta be better for me than fucking I'm excited. The Moon. If I need to get out of there, if I'm about to die or something, I can come back out here and maybe reassess my situation. That's fine. Go ahead and pop in here. Monster Manual it up, because I don't know, I think I got Robo Baby 2.0 there or something. I might have already had that, but here we go. Clear, it's not the greatest damage in the world, admittedly, but it's just so fucking awesome to look at. Like, how can you can't be mad when watching this, and honestly, like, marked for the Mega Satan fight is not the worst thing. Oh my god, we have the milk! Oh, so we have a sudden, like, we have 3 fire rate now. Look at our Laminar fucking stream of cross. This is the best. I'm so happy right now. You guys don't even know. Why am I have Lusty Blood. I'm getting more damage. Oh. Oh, dude. I'm so... Never have I ever thought that Marked could make such a ridiculous run. Like, this run would be great just on its own, don't get me wrong. But I think just the fact that Mark makes it so that it can never ever stop is the most amazing thing I could have asked for on this. This is actually, like, it's the thing I didn't know that I needed. I took a hit there. I think, maybe. I don't know. Do I have, like, the wafer or something, then? Because I felt like I took a damage there, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I was just mistaken. The great thing about this is that with Loki's Horns, I don't even really need to aim marked. I just need to aim my body so that, like, every enemy that I encounter just gets caught in the cross of death. This is so good! I love everything about this right now. I do not have the wafer because I got hit there and actually took full damage. Honestly, like, we're gonna beat Mega Satan handily here. Let me at Delirium, man. I'm ready. I know I don't need to fight him. I want to fight him. I want to keep this fucking party going. Non-stop all the way to the void, man. Let's do this. Oh, man. You have to take everything that's good away from me. No. Well, it was still a fun run while it lasted. Mort Baby has appeared in the basement, so there you go. Le bébé de mort. It's a Polygon effectively done, except for Greedier mode. And then all we have to do is Blue Baby to Delirium, and we have a pretty good slate of characters here, honestly. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was a little insane, admittedly, and maybe that was a good thing. Who knows? But if you did enjoy it, please leave a like and or comment down below letting me know as much. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more as well. I post a single Isaac video every day at noon Mountain Time, so join me to do more for the next one if you would. I'd love to have you. I don't know if it'll be as crazy as this one was, but fingers crossed. For now, I'm going to get out of here, though, so have yourselves a good day. This is ArgonMatrix signing out. Thank you and good night.